Viewers' discretion. Please be aware that the views and opinions expressed by our guest are those of our guest solely, and they are not the views and expressions of the podcast or myself as Madam Speaker and the studios where we are recording. So if you want to come through as somebody who has the right to reply, if the episode is saying anything about you, you are more than welcome to reach out to us. But I want to emphasize that the views and opinions of the guest are solely of the guest and do not represent our channel, our podcast, or myself in any way, shape, or form.
They discharged him, but he was not well.
Yeah.
And then after that, he complicated. He started vomiting blood. And even when it happened, I didn't cry the first day. I thought like he would just wake up and say, my daughter, they're lying. He was sleeping so peaceful. I endured so much for the 4-year period to a point that now I ended up losing it and acting as if like I was crazy at work. But I didn't hit her. I just said, I will kill you, but I don't kill people. Then I had a panic attack. God, I'm trusting you for the video to reach to the right people.
yeah.
And it did.
Welcome to the Safe Space Chess Podcast with Madam Speaker. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self-Love. If you're joining for the first time, welcome to the family of healing, self-love, and motivation. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing us. Even in 2026, Vazalon, we're still recording at number 7 Cedric Road in Istanbul. So if you want to come through, maybe you want to start your own podcast or anything like that, there's a number that's appearing on your screen. You can reach out to them and let's sit so that you can do your own thing, you know. And also, if maybe you want to come through as a guest, as the person who is sitting with us today, you're more than welcome to hit us up on either one of the number that is appearing on your screen. We're still using the same number, same people, same everything. Come through so that we sit and have conversations. With that, we have a beautiful guest next to us. Just to give a little bit of a backstory, né? I think a couple of days ago, I had a lot of mentions, I think on TikTok and also on Facebook, where people were mentioning me on a certain lady's post because she was sharing this story that literally broke my heart as well. And when I reached out to her to say, there are people who are actually, you know, mentioning me on your post, would you like to come through so that you share your story in detail? She was more than willing to join us. And our lady is going to introduce herself and we'll go straight into the episode of today. First of all, my sister, I just want to say thank you so much for honoring my invite to come and join and share your story in detail, even though I know that it's not a pleasant meeting that we are having today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah. Please introduce yourself to the viewers at home.
My name is Ndivhuwo Sadiki. I'm the speech therapist and audiologist. I'm currently from Limpopo, Mpini village, but currently in Gauteng, Vereeniging because of work.
You are my home girl.
Yes.
You didn't mention that part.
Yeah, I'm your home girl.
Yeah. So my sister, I just want to start from the very beginning of the actual day where you decided to record that video to say, Uri, what was going on through your mind that actually made you to take out your phone and say, today's the day that I want to share my story?
Yeah, I was going through a lot of emotions, considering the things that I've gone through. I recently buried my father. So this week I came back to work. But that's when I realized that, you know, these people actually broke me and I've lost a lot because of them. And still, I feel like they are not doing anything to help me, considering that I work for Department of Health. So that's when I decided to share my story. I didn't think I was going to be that emotional. But yeah, thinking about how I have lost my biggest support system, yeah, it kind of broke me.
Yeah. And I'm so sorry about that, my sister.
It's okay.
And on the day that because I know we're still going to go through the whole story, né? But I just want to start, that's why I'm saying what I wanted us to start from the actual day where you recorded the video. From that day of the recording of the video, have you had any interaction with anybody, maybe within your workspace or anything like that?
Yeah, because I went to work after taking the video. My manager came and the communication manager from the hospital. Actually, I was asked to take the video down. They did tell me about the legal implication, but I was like, bring everything that you've got because I want justice. I want help. And I know I'm not the only one, but I'm suffering because I decided to speak out and report bullying and abuse in the workplace. Yeah, so I had to put my foot down and say no, it's enough because I've worked for the institution for 5 years now. And there's no door that I didn't knock trying to get help, but everyone was just turning a blind eye. Now that they were trending on TikTok, that's when they want to cover themselves, kind of, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no, I do understand that. You know what? It's an element of selfishness in people to always want to cover themselves. You know, they come first. I think it's an instinct that we all have, that to say, if you are in trouble, you want to cover yourself first. Can we take it all the way back to, because I know we're going to add elements of family in your story and all of that stuff. When you left Penny to come this side from you wanting to go to school, can you take me through that?
Okay, I did my ComServe in 2018. I was in Mpumalanga, Belfast. 2019, I was not working. I was back home, but I was in private, working hand in hand with my cousin. 2020, that's when I got an opportunity to work for the institution that I'm currently working at now. So from 2020, around March, that's when I started working for this institution. Yeah, so a lot happened. The first day that I got there, I did ask one of my colleagues was working there. Other people that I knew worked there, and they did tell me about their experiences. But I was like, I have to experience it
For yourself.
myself.
Yeah.
But the first day that I started working there, I don't think I can say that it was pleasant. But I was working with someone who was my biggest support system. When we would be going through something, we would discuss it. I would go to church and I would pray about it. And I think I was coping well, and I was very active at the gym then. So I think I was coping.
You
It
were
was
surviving.
yes. It was only when my colleague decided that she's resigning, but she got a higher position.
Okay.
Now that's when I felt the pressure that now I was alone as a senior therapist, and yeah.
And what are some of the challenges that you would face when you are now alone as a senior therapist?
One of them, working for government, is post. We are overworked. For me as a senior therapist, we are focusing on managerial duties. We don't have any HOD or chief therapist in our department. So me being the senior, it means we have to work hand in hand with the other colleague. So it's just the two of us. But I'm dual qualified. He's only the audiologist. But it means if he's on leave, everything is on me. I have to run both clinics. So you can imagine the pressure that I was under. Motivations were done, but they will always complain about budget. There's not enough budget. And all those government stories that they always complain about with regards to post. So that was my biggest challenge. But when I started realizing that I was losing myself, that's when I decided I need to put my foot down. So I told them that I'm not going to do anything that they were not paying me. But it was like, I'm saying I don't want to do this, but someone will say, no, because you don't want to do this, bring this. Yeah.
So somebody else would rather do it?
No one was, because we were reporting to a different manager, an occupational therapist. But I was doing most of the work. It's like I'm working for someone. If they were paying her, I'm working for someone, you're getting paid. It was like that. And we did bring it to their attention that we do need a manager because it's too much. We have to focus on patient care. We also have to focus on managerial duties. It becomes a lot and it puts us under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what you are sharing right now with us, it actually gives us as the viewers at home or the public an insight of what is actually happening to you, the employees of the public sectors, so much that in as much as we are always complaining about the public sector to say, oh, the employees are terrible people, the employees are not nice people, without actually understanding where are you coming from with you not being able to deliver how they would want you to deliver. Because I mean, if it was a private sector, you would probably not be overworked the way that you are in a public sector. Meaning that even if you were to deal with me as a patient, I would have all of your attention at once and you would do whatever that you have to do and you're done. But the fact that you need to divide yourself into multiple people, obviously, when I come to you, I'm not going to feel like 100% or, I'm being well taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we need to remember that, as healthcare workers or any worker, for instance, we go through a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't blame them, but from my side, I'm different. So whatever that I deal with it my own way. And when I'm assisting someone or when I'm helping a patient, I try to make them comfortable, because I also put myself in their shoes, to say these patients are going through a lot themselves. They come to us. Sometimes it's not even medically related. They just want someone to talk to.
Yeah.
So I always try to put myself in their shoes and not bring whatever that I'm going through. Yes, whatever that I'm going through, I'll pray about it. One thing about me, I rely on God. My whole life, I've learned to rely on God.
Yeah.
And hence, I've survived so many things that I've gone through.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that, because this is one of the things that I always say to the people who come to this podcast, to say, sometimes the one thing that is that hinders you, it's when your faith is being tested and you are feeling shaken. But one thing I love about what you are sharing with us is that you are not shaken when it comes to your faith and your belief in God, and that's a beautiful thing, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to touch a bit on some of the sensitive issues that you brought up on the video that you posted on TikTok and Facebook. You spoke about having to lose babies because of the work stress or the workload. Would you maybe just tell us a bit about that?
Okay, let's start in 2021 when I had my first miscarriage. I was about 15 weeks. It was my first pregnancy. Yeah, but I was going through a lot. I thought I was coping, but clearly I wasn't. And then I had a miscarriage, and I was admitted at the same institution where I was working. Unfortunately, they couldn't do investigation of what could have caused the miscarriage. And then in 2023, I had a second miscarriage. I was about 22 weeks pregnant. And my gynae, because now I was admitted in Mediclinic, they did investigate of what could be the problem, especially when they checked that the first miscarriage was in the second trimester. Also
second one as
the first one was in the second. The second one was also in the second trimester. But all the tests proved everything to be fine. There was nothing wrong with the test. And then the last one was a recent one last year in August. It was when they froze my salary. I was under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress. I was admitted at the psychiatric hospital, but this time it was in government, because after they froze my salary, my medical aid lapsed, so I had to go to the public route. But it was not a nice experience. I don't wanna lie. Yeah, so that's what happened.
If you don't mind me asking, what made them freeze your salary?
Okay, so after I was not well, because I've been quite sick. I was diagnosed with MDD, which is major depressive disorder. It was in 2021. After the first miscarriage, I went through therapy. I was okay. I went back to work. 2023, same thing happened. I attended therapy, and then same thing in 2024. Even when I was not coping due to work stress, I was attending counseling. So what happened when they froze my salary? I did inform my supervisor that I was not coping
with the work.
Yes, I was not copying. It was after I attacked my manager. But I've had enough. I endured so much for the 4-year period, to a point that now I ended up losing it and acting as if like I was crazy at work. And then they did admit me in the psychiatric hospital, and then they discharged me. I went back to work. But even after I went back to work, I did try to seek help, but nothing was happening.
Yeah.
And it affected me. I told her I was not coping. I need to go get help. I was admitted at Valpark Hospital, and I was transferred to the Rent Clinic. But whatever that I was going through, it was more of a spiritual attack as compared to the medical condition. Yeah. Because I was not even coping well with medication. Psychiatrists tried different medication. I was not coping well at all. Until my husband decided that he's going to sign me out. And then we went to get help through the spiritual way.
The spiritual route.
Yes, the spiritual route. And then as I was discharged, I did call the institution, the rent clinic, where I was admitted, that I need the proof of admission. But I was told that no, they can't help me. I need to go to the psychiatrist that admitted me to seek for that proof of admission. But I did tell them I need to submit leave at work because it might be unpaid leave. But even though as those things were happening, I was communicating with my manager in HR at work that I'm having these challenges. What other way can I submit? Do you need maybe a letter from church? Because I go to church every day for prayers. I've waited for spiritual cleansing. Is there anything that you need from the people that are helping me? And then they mentioned that, no, healers do. I was like, no, I don't go to healers.
Yes.
I'm going to church. So which means at church, they can write a letter to say that they know me. I've been coming there. But they said, no, we need a medical certificate. And I was like, but how long is it going to take? Because psychiatrists, most of them are fully booked. And it's not like I didn't try to get an appointment. I did try when I was at home in Limpopo, Puluka, and most psychiatrists were fully booked. And they were giving me days after July. So when I went back to work, it was in May last year. And then when I went to HR, that's when they informed me that your salary is frozen. And I asked why. They said, no. They said you didn't report. I even printed WhatsApp messages to say, this is the WhatsApp, this is the email. Even when I was asking you guys for information, you took long to respond. And I even took it to myself to say, let me go to work and meet the HR manager to say, like, but I've tried, like, but you're not responding. What is it? And now you're telling me that you're freezing my salary. And they kept on saying that I didn't report. I just absconded. That's what they said. I absconded. And then there was a letter of abscondment that was drafted and sent. It was sent to labor. And that affected me a lot. Remember, I'm the firstborn. I come from the villages. Both my parents don't work, don't earn any salaries. They were trying. They were like working for themselves at the business in Yani. And as the eldest daughter, it means my salary is not just for me.
Yeah,
I'm
you're a deputy
supporting
parent.
Yes, I'm supporting my siblings. I'm supporting mom and dad. So now when they froze my salary, it put me under a lot of pressure. And then I did try to go to them. Okay, what do you need? They said they need a medical certificate. Then that's when I went to my GP. It's based in Fannyville Park. And I told him the story. He was like, no, I know you since the first time when you had your first miscarriage, because he was my treating GP then. And then he gave me a sick note. But when he gave me a sick note, the date of consultation was in May, because that's the date that I consulted. I submitted that to work. And at work, they told me that, no, they can't accept that sick note. The doctor didn't complete it correctly. I went back to the doctor, explained to him, and then was like to me, can you please tell your HR people to send us, to send me an email or to contact
they say
me.
exactly what it is that they want.
Yo, you know that lady? She literally shouted at me. I was sitting like this. So do you want me to go to the doctor to look for a sick note on your behalf? I just looked at her. I have bad anger. I don't know whether it was their way of pushing me to say I attacked someone at work again. But I just stood up and left. I reported the issue to the HR manager to say, can you please talk to your employees? What they're doing is wrong. I'm trying my level best to work with them. And you guys are saying I didn't report, whereas I did give you proof to say I reported. But you keep on saying I didn't report. And what else do you need? I sent him an email and he said he's going to get to the bottom of it and will get back to me. Even today, I'm still waiting. Or is there any disciplinary action was taken against that employee for talking to me in that manner, considering the fact that they know my history, that I was not okay. I was diagnosed with depression. That's what happened. And then after that, I went to the GP at home, because when I'm in Limpopo, I have the GP where I consult, and I explained to him. He was like, why are they doing this? I was like, I don't know. But now on the system, it was unpaid leave for 30 days. Yes.
Oh.
You can imagine now, how am I going to pay for the car? How am I going to pay for the rent? Policies lapsed. My burial policies lapsed. A lot of things, the car, they wanted to repossess it. But because Mudimu, whatever, he works in his own way, the bank managed to assist me, and we made an arrangement, and they didn't take my car. But where I was staying, they even switched off my electricity. And I was going through so much, and I was like, but God, why is just everything going wrong? I don't know. Am I suffering because I'm just too passionate and I love helping people? But if that's what I'm suffering for, it's okay. Yeah, so that's just the summary of what happened.
So, okay, I'm going to go back a bit now, because you did say that there was an incident where you attacked is it a manager or a supervisor?
It was the manager.
What had happened then?
Okay, so what happened, I was admitted in Mediclinic because I was being admitted a lot. They were suspecting fits.
Okay.
And then they admitted me. So as I was in hospital, I did inform her as my manager. We were still reporting to the chief OT then.
Okay.
And when I informed her, she decided to send the whole team to my space where I was not okay. She didn't ask me.
Send them how? To come and visit you?
Yes, like the whole office. You can imagine 20 people and you are in the space where you are not okay.
But that's not allowed.
Yes, you only want family.
Confidential information.
Yeah, but because I didn't want to sound rude, I just allowed them to come, and they came with a vase with flowers, and they left. After they left, I left the vase at the hospital. I left it with the nurses just to thank them for the service, the exceptional service that they rendered to me when I was admitted. So after now I was working hand in hand with her. But it was like that thing of saying, okay, I have junior staff reporting to me. When they're doing something wrong, I will speak to them and I will tell her, can you please talk to them, because we are the HOD. I'm just assisting. And I don't know what is it that she was telling them when she was with them, because they would come and the attitude would be different. And that's when I realized, it's affecting my mental health and it's not worth it. I went to her office. I told her, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do any managerial duties. Can we sit and let's have a look on my contract? What are my duties? Because that's what I'm going to focus on, what the hospital is only, what they're only paying me for. And then after that, I left. But I was heartbroken because I knew that now my patients are going to suffer, because I've decided that I don't want to do this. But I had to look after myself, because now I was losing myself once again. And when I got home, that's when I got a message from her ComServe, the OT ComServe, telling me that the vase that was brought to me in hospital, they want it back because it's hospital property. Remember, I never asked for them to bring me vase. I never asked for them to visit me when I was in hospital. But me being me, like, it didn't sit well. I cried the whole night. I didn't sleep. I was very, very angry. And I contacted my husband because then we're not staying together. I explained to him, he was like, no, don't buy the vase, because you didn't ask them. I was like, no, I don't want them to feel entitled. Like they have, I will buy the vase. I don't have money, but I'll make a plan. I went to Spa. I bought the vase and I went to the hospital. But I was very angry. And when I'm angry, I cry. That's how I calm down. And I went to the office. She was on the phone for a good 2 minutes. So you can imagine what was going on in my emotions.
You are boiling on the inside.
Yes. Yeah. And then when she spoke to me, she was like, yeah. And to me, that's rude. That's when I lost it. And I started talking a lot, talking nonstop. And I was like, you want a vase? That's when I threw a vase. But it didn't hit her. It just fell on the floor. It broke. And that, because the vase broke, now I was very angry. Now I wanted to hit her. But I don't know. I feel like God intervened, because he knew the plan of Satan to say, if I want to hit someone at work, it's dismissal. Yeah. But I didn't hit her. I just said, I will kill you, but I don't kill people. Then I had a panic attack. And then the physio came in and I managed to calm down. I drove to the police station, because even after I received the message, there was a car telling me. I was driving, as I turned, the car is turning. And I'm asking myself, I'm in zone 7 in Itsubukeng. I've heard things about the cars, and it's late. It's around 8. And now I was scared, but I did report at the police station after the incident, but they told me that, no, you're not yourself. You need to seek help. Maybe you were seeing things, And I will ask them, are you a psychologist? I'm telling you that I don't feel safe in that hospital. There was a car telling me, I don't know what happened, but I just want you to look at it so that I feel safe. But SAPS told me that, you are seeing things. Maybe they referred me to, I think it was a lawyer, and they said, I need to go seek help. And then I did admit myself after the whole incident. I went with my dad and my mom when I was admitted for the first time at Val Park.
Okay. During that time, was there any consequences or anything that came after the attack, or is it because you were not okay, then the manager just left it like that?
No, I don't know what they did on their side, but I was admitted, and then when I went back to work, we continued, and then I lodged grievance at the labor relation office. But I was told, like, I wrote a four pages long the things that they did to me, the things that lady did to me. And starting from 2020, I even mentioned 2020, then she did this, 2021, she did this, 2022, she did this, 2023, 2024, until and then, I was given a letter that you should have reported this matter
Then.
6 months. Yes, 6 months earlier. I was like, no. The reason why I'm mentioning from 2020, I want you to see
The trail.
Yes, why am I saying is abuse and bullying, and nothing was done. I went to the NAHAU. They were my representative union.
Yeah.
And my dad, even when I was admitted, he did go to the hospital to say, like, I want answers. What's going on? Why is my daughter at the psychiatric hospital? Because that's not the daughter that I sent to you guys.
Yeah.
And they told my father, no, we're gonna fix it now because she's still at the hospital. We don't want to disturb her. Let her seek help, and then once she's discharged, we'll see her. And then I went back to work. I told them I was still on booked off then. And then they told me, now you need to be back at work for us to discuss this. No, I want to give you my statement so that you guys can investigate whatever that you need to investigate. And then when I come back to work, then you can tell me what is the solution.
Yeah.
And then I left it at that. And then I went back at work. I went to them. I went to the NAHAU. But no one helped me. My manager did what she could, the airline manager, but what she did was to remove me from reporting directly to the chief, to reporting directly to her.
Okay.
Yeah, but even when that happened, I told her that I'm not okay. I need to look after myself. And when I'm okay, that's when we'll decide how we're going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically the summary. Yeah.
Okay, no, I hear you, my sister. Before we even went back to that attack, you were still telling me about how your salary was frozen, right? What I want to understand from that part, because you're saying that your medical aid and your policies and a lot of things lapsed during that time. Was it frozen for a month, or was it longer than a month?
It was frozen for 2 months, and I got paid around July.
Okay.
I think it was before the 15th, because I always get paid on the 15th. So that's when I got paid. But when I contacted the funeral parlor where I was paying, they said no, it had already lapsed on the 1st. And
so basically, it's one of those things where if you skip 1 month, it lapses.
I don't know. The said for them is 3 months.
Okay.
But because it was 2 full months, and then it means if I don't make the payment before the 1st, then the policy is lapsed.
Okay.
And I was not yet paid by then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And after the policies lapsing, because I'm trying to link the policy lapsing to your father's passing, or how do the two now link? Is it during the time when you were not being paid and your salary is being frozen? How soon after that do you lose your father?
The policy lapsed in July, and when I contacted them, they told me that I had to start afresh.
Yeah.
It means I will still have that 6 months waiting period. And then my dad passed. He had an accident. It was in October, on the 28th of October last year. And he was admitted for 2 weeks. They discharged him, but he was not well.
Yeah.
And then after that, he complicated. He started vomiting blood, and was passing stools with blood, and then they took him back to the hospital. That's when he passed away on the 5th of December. So the 6-month period was not yet.
You're still on the window period of the 6
Yes.
months, yeah.
And then, unfortunately, when I contacted them, they told me that no, they can assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was under a lot of pressure. As the elders, I was like, how am I going to bury my father? Because yes, they did pay me, but I only have 25,000 left in my account. Like, as vendor people, you know how costly funeral are.
Yeah.
At that 25,000 maybe is enough to buy
During the week.
During the week.
Yes.
And I was like, how am I going to buy the coffin? And but God came through. Because they had their own funeral parlor. But as an elder's daughter, I was like, I want to bury my dad the way that I desire. But yeah, that's basically what happened. Yeah.
And how was it during the how were you guys doing? How were you feeling during that time? Because I believe that since your father was your strongest support, during the time when you were facing challenges at work, having to lose that one person who is there for you, how did that affect you?
Yeah, because on the 5th of December, I left work to go home because that's the day that they admitted him when he was no longer talking. I went home. I got home around 8 p.m. And around 9, that's when he passed away. And in 10 o'clock, that's when we got a call from the hospital to say, your father passed away. Yeah, a lot was going on. I was going through a lot of emotions because he was one person that sacrificed a lot. And even when this whole issue was happening at work, he did ask, can't you transfer back to Elim Hospital because you are suffering so much. I was like,
so
but
far from
I do
home.
want to come back to Limpopo, but they don't have posts. But what I can try is maybe if I come back, I can just speak to the CEO and see if they can motivate for me to transfer. And it's a long process transferring because you need someone to swap with, and you need to be on the same level.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I don't know, but I was tired. I wanted to resign. I even told him I want to resign. I think I will apply. It was like, but you'll resign and do what? And I was like, but I'm suffering and there's nothing that I didn't try. When I go back to work, I collapse. I don't know what's going on. And it was a lot going on. I didn't understand. Medically, they couldn't prove that there was anything wrong. I didn't have the fees that they were seeing because I would collapse and would present as if I was having seizures. But when they did the MRIs, everything would come back normal.
Yeah.
So, but then they just said maybe it was the intense stress.
Yeah.
That's why maybe my brain was reacting the way that it was reacting, and they were still investigating. But I was heartbroken. I'm still heartbroken, and it was not. Because he was a strong man, and even when I was sick, I would ask, Dad, are you okay? Because if you're not okay, you have every right to go and seek help. And it's only fair. He kept on saying, no, I'm okay. But I could see, even the way that he walked, that he was carrying the whole weight. And he kept on saying, but I don't understand. My daughter went to school. Like, what's the problem? Where's the issue? There's nothing that I didn't do. I've prayed. I've went to Moria. I've taken her to Moria. But the problem still persists. I was like, Dad, this is a spiritual battle. And maybe when the time is right, I will get better and I will receive my healing. Unfortunately, all I can say is that my dad's passing came with my healing because I had intense anxiety and heaviness. Even at work, I was having a lot of it was like the minute I get into the hospital, I would feel this heaviness and anxiety, but I was still going through therapy, was taking my medication, and but it broke me. Losing my dad was like the relationship that I had with my father was not even the same relationship that I had with my mother. Even when I had problems, I would call my dad first. And we'd talk for hours. We'd even gossip. We used to gossip people. So he was my best friend. So when I lost him, I felt like, the world ended. But I had to be strong. Because, as the eldest, you have to plan the funeral. And the fact that I couldn't say goodbye, because I got home with the plan of me seeing him in hospital, but I had to identify a body. And even when it happened, I didn't cry the first day. I thought like he would just wake up and say, my daughter, they're lying. He was sleeping so peaceful. And I remember the guy from Makazi Funeral Parlor, he said, can someone make a prayer so that you open ways when we fetch his body? I managed to make a prayer. Where I was getting the strength, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it can only be God. The only time when I broke up, it was on Wednesday. We went to see him. It was in Tando, Makazi, at Makazi Mutuari. And then, I was there. And then the guy asked me, talk to your father. Whatever that you want. I was like, no, I can't. This is not how I want to say goodbye. And he was like, but you have to let him go. You have to cry or else you're going to get sick. I don't know. My mom had told me because I was weak. Even my niece couldn't even support my body. I cried so hard. But being a spiritual person, even when I was crying, it's like I could see him standing in front of me with Jesus. That gave me peace that, you are in good place.
Yeah.
But I wanted you here. I recently got married last year. It was in 2024. I wanted you to see your grandchildren because the ones that I wanted you to meet, I have lost them.
Yeah.
So a lot was going on in my mind, but I had to act strong, arranging the funeral, not actually dealing with the loss. And then after, that's when it hits hard. But I was praying. I was not sleeping that whole week. I was sleeping for 2 hours. Pray for strength. And God came through because now I don't have the anxiety. I don't feel the heaviness.
Yeah.
And I asked God, did my father maybe sacrifice himself so that I can be free? And that was the answer, like, yes. Dad said, I've lived. I've lived for 67 years, but my daughter still have a lot to live for. And it's better if I live and she can be free. And that's what I can say. It came with my healing. Yes, I'm still going through grief because it's still early days, but it's nothing that God hasn't prepared me for. Yes, I'll have my lows, but I would cry just to get rid of the pain. And also considering that in 2023, we lost my brother through suicide. So it was a lot that happened within the short period of time. Yeah, but even now, I'm attending counseling. I'm going back to the gym. I'm taking care of me. Yeah, so I'm doing the best that I can. And I go to church. I do talk to the pastors. Families there. And I'm also glad that even after speaking out, posting the video, the therapists across the province, family, everyone is coming through. People are calling, people are praying for me. So I don't regret posting that video. At first I was scared. I was like, you can poke, or you can offend wrong people. Anything can happen. But God, I'm trusting you for the video to reach to the right people. And it did, because the National Department of Health did contact me to take my statement, and they want answers. And my manager is coming through. She did ask me to take some time off because she could see that I was not okay. I did tell her that I won't come to work if I'm not okay, but I was coming to work back because if I stay at home, you guys might freeze my salary again. And I don't have to go. I don't want to go through the same trauma, ending up in a psychiatric hospital again for the fifth time. No, I think this is where I'll go to work, deal with it, and at work I would be laughing. But because people don't know this new Ndivhuwo, they knew the depressed Ndivhuwo that was always quiet, will focus on the work. And now when you start fighting at work, they were shocked. Like, this is so not like you guys. I was like, no, guys, everyone, we have boundaries. That was my breaking point to say, no, I've been telling you that I don't want to do this, but you keep on pushing, and this is how I react when I'm angry. But not to say it was the right thing. I'm not proud of that. I don't like drama. I don't like fighting. I want everyone to be happy around me. I want everyone to be comfortable, because even the church that I go to, I grew up at church. They taught me humbleness. Even if someone is wrong, sometimes I will even say sorry just for peace.
For peace, yeah.
And I love people to tell me. I even tell my colleagues, guys, I'm not perfect.
Yeah,
I'm
so tell
human
me
like
when I'm
everyone
wrong,
else.
you know?
Yeah, I might say something as a joke, but to you it might become offensive. Tell me, communicate. That's what I always advise them. So even at home, I'm like that. I don't like people to fight, because that's what my dad taught me as a young child, as a young girl, that you need to love everyone, take everyone as your brother, as your sister, as your grandmother, as your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. My sister, I know that different people share their stories on our platform for different reasons, you know. And I'm hearing you mentioning that you've had some people actually reaching out to you from the department, you know, itself, which is a good thing. But what would you say maybe compelled you to even agree to come and sit with me today?
One thing about me, it's either right or wrong. There's no in between.
Yeah.
So for me to agree coming here, I know I'm not the only one. It's not just employees in the Department of Health.
Yeah.
There are employees in the Department of Education, different departments across the country. So this is to say, if you're going through abuse and bullying in the workplace, the only way that the right people will manage to assist us is when we report such behavior. Yes, you might report, and people have friends in the workplace, and nothing might happen. But we have social media, because I decided to take it upon social media to say, no, I did this and no one helped me. So now let me take my story to social media, so that I know someone will be watching, and someone will do the right thing. And I'm trusting God to hire the right people to get justice. I'm not the only one. And now I'm glad that most people start speaking up. People are now sharing their stories of how they're abused, different hospitals, and it's scary because a lot of people are going through a lot, and people are committing suicide. So it's only fair that speak up.
Yeah.
Yes, help might not come, but God sees it. And I think when we are crying, when we're praying to God, God sees our tears, and there's always time for everything. Nothing lasts forever. So I had to bring my story, and I'm trusting God that this will get to the president, will get to the right people, and they will start investigating and getting rid of these people, because, you know, we don't have jobs. And I feel like maybe government is doing their best. That's what I think. But we have people that are just sitting there abusing, depressing, employees in the workplace. And what I've realized, they target the strong ones. And they just want to crush you. One thing about me, I'm very passionate. Sometimes I don't even take lunch when I'm assisting my patients. I want to give them the best service. Yes, let me not mention hospitals, institution names. I mean, the institution is known for bad things, to a point that some patients come there angry.
Already they're coming there with a negative.
And then I will tell them that, no, remember, you didn't see me. I'm not that person. But when you come here with that attitude, how am I supposed to assist you? So you have to treat me for who I am, or check how am I speaking to you. And then sometimes I just sit and look at them. Why are you fighting? And they'll be like, nah, but I'm from casualty. And I was like, I know. I was also admitted. I know how bad the staff in this hospital. But it's not everyone. They are the good doctors. We have good doctors. We have good therapists. Unfortunately, some resign because we didn't go to school to come to work to be abused. You understand? But me being me, I was like, since my childhood, I've been through a lot, and I'm not going to resign because of someone. I'm going to work. And if it means one day, I know God will hear my cry and help will come. And I do believe that help is coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I do believe that as well. In the beginning, you did mention that there were some people who actually reached out and told you about some of the consequences that might be negative towards you being able to share your story publicly. Are you prepared for that, or rather, are you aware of some of the consequences of you being able to speak openly?
Yeah, what they told me was because I mentioned people's names, I mentioned the hospital name, but I told them I'm Sibuking. I work there, so I represent you guys. And I'm not shy to say I did speak to this person. Yes, you did call me, Mos, and there's proof. I do have WhatsApp messages to say I sent you a message and it blue ticked me. So I have to speak that I did speak to this person, and I know the National Department of Health, they will investigate on their side of what is it that Gauteng Health did to assist me. And to me, they did nothing. Because you know what I'm also going to tell you, when I went back to work, I was not okay. I was not coping. I was crying, and I spoke to my manager. She referred me to wellness clinic. I went there, I sat with the psychologist with the tears rolling down my cheeks. And I told him, you know what he told me? We're debriefing staff, so you will have to find your own private therapist. But I told him, my medical aid is exhausted because I've been in and out of hospital. They said, no, unfortunately, we cannot assist you. But I'm working for the same institution and you have wellness clinic. And even when I was admitted, even the treating psychiatrist, I did ask him, but why are you allowing such things to happen? What are you doing to support us as employees? Because there's a lot of us suffering from mental health to a point that some are even committing suicide. If you're to do your research, you will see that I'm not the only one. I'm the only one because I've decided that I want justice and I want someone fired for abusing me and bullying me at work. And I even told them, I want you to suspend her. But you know, the CEO then did nothing. Even now, when I went back, the CEO came to me and told me, he just came to our department and asked, who's the senior therapist? I said, it's me. I'm like, oh, so it means there's someone who's going to supervise our community service therapist. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I did communicate with my manager that I'm not doing anything. And it was short, was like, why? I was like, no, you guys are ungrateful. I've given everything to the hospital to a point that I am the one who lost a lot. And now my parents are the one who are suffering. Because when I'm not okay, they feel the pressure of me not being okay. So I'm not going to do anything that the institution is not paying me. I'm going to focus on clinical care. That's what you hired me for. And I was like, no, we'll talk about it. After that, even when I was going through challenges, I did send emails to him. He never even bothered, even a single day, to say, come to my office. Let me sit you down. Let me sit head down. Both of you, share both of your stories and we'll investigate, bring your evidence if you have evidence. If we're suspending someone, we'll do so. The institution didn't do that for me. They just did just removing me from reporting from that person. And imagine now I have to see her every day. You can imagine how I was feeling. But I prayed so hard that God, I shouldn't attack her. I don't like her. And she's not sorry for what she did to me. And I know she was still doing it to other colleagues. And I did tell them, guys, if you don't report, how are you gonna get justice? And they didn't report. And I was like, there's nothing that I can do. I can fight for me. I cannot fight for everyone. So there's nothing that I didn't do from my side. And only now when they see that the video is trending, that's when head office is calling me. I didn't answer. I just told them, speak to my legal team if you want to talk to me. I have nothing to talk to you now. I'm angry. I don't want to talk. And you know, they kept pushing. They want me to talk. And I told them that, guys, I have bad anger. I'm saying I'm angry. Let me be. The person that I want to speak to is my therapist. That's the only person that I want to talk to. Or my pastor. So, and then they said I should go home because I'm not okay. But I was like, I'm not going home. Because you might say I absconded again or I left work. So I'm here to work. Because my mom has no one now. She only has me. So I'm here to work so that I can have a salary to support my mother who is unemployed back in Limpopo. So allow me to work and I'm fine. If I'm not okay, I will tell you that I'm not okay. But they gave me a letter to go to wellness, but I did tell them that no, already Kopanong Hospital was already seeing me as their patient.
Okay.
But I did go there, and then I told them that this is what transpired, and they said I must come. But they said, no, come back on the 10th of February. But I was like, but I need a sick note. If I'm waiting now, it means it's going to be unpaid. They're like, the doctor unfortunately can't see you now, so you have to come back. We'll have to give you an appointment.
Sure. Okay, so that means that we're still waiting for that.
I know I do have an appointment on Monday with my private. I decided to take it privately, that I'll pay directly from my pocket, because I feel like even when you're going there as a patient, yes, some nurses are kind, some are not, because you won't get the same person every day.
Yeah.
So I've decided to take it the private route, even with the treating psychiatrist. I will get help privately, not public.
Okay, my sister, I think because now you are saying that you really wanted the person who was your manager to be held accountable for making you go through whatever you've been through, and also others as well. But this one obviously is just your own personal journey. You can't speak for others. But what I wanted to check or to ask you is to say that since, well, this is a public platform, possibilities of the same person being able to watch this podcast are very high. If she was to watch this podcast, what would you say to her?
What I can say to her is, you need to treat other employees like your own children, your own family member. If someone is doing that to your daughter, how will you feel? And we have to be kind, because remember, we are all going through our own stuff, our own personal stuff, except work. But we are there to work. We are not there to make friends. I'm nobody's friends. Even when I go to work, hence I'm still working for the same institution, regardless of what happened, because I've told myself I'm there to work. I'm working for my family. I'm working for me, and whatever happened, and I still have to work. But be kind, not just to her. I know there are a lot of people that are like her. Be kind and treat other people with respect. Let's respect each other, because what you're doing, you're breaking other people. We are breadwinners of our families. And when you break us, like for example, with my case, my dad was involved in an accident, and because he was not coping with what was happening to me. So you can imagine how many people are getting affected with you being an abuser and a bully. People, if you don't want to work, leave. There are a lot of graduates out there that are unemployed, that are passionate like myself. So resign if you have to, because clearly people don't want to work. If you're bullying others and abusing others, oppressing others in the workplace, and at the end of the day, when they ask them, go seek help. There are a lot of psych patients out there, undiagnosed. They refuse, but they still continue to abuse and bully. It's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right at all. I hate bullies, and because even as a child I was abused. The abuse didn't start now. So I hate bullies. Hence I reacted the way that I reacted when someone was oppressing me. So no, let's just be kind, and because some people heal or they open up to you as the boss when you're being kind. They will share their story, and we support each other, because remember, we spend 8 hours of my time at work.
Yeah.
So actually my half of my day I'm spending it at work.
Yes.
So
that's your
imagine
second home.
Yes.
Or your first home even.
Exactly. So if you're uncomfortable, so you can imagine what's going on. That's when people they will start absconding, people will start calling in sick unnecessarily.
Yeah.
You give bad service because how am I supposed to help the patients if myself I'm not okay? How do I help others if I'm not okay?
Yeah.
You have to help yourself first.
Yeah.
So even when you have a problem as a manager, seek help. Or sit at home. But don't take your frustrations on us, because we are there to work and we are there to help people. One thing about me, I love helping patients. Yes, I can't help everyone, but I do the best that I can as a speech therapist and audiologist. Yeah.
Okay, speaking of you being a speech therapist and audiologist, there's somebody right now who is studying the same qualification, or they're looking for a job, and them watching this episode, they do realize that there's a lot of dangers involved, especially when it comes to your well-being and in the different workspaces that are out there. What would you advise somebody who's watching this and has the same passion as you to study the same thing, or they want to work in the same environment where you are working?
If you're passionate, remember we all have different reasons why we applied for the course. If you're passionate about something, go for it. No one knows tomorrow. Yes, unemployment is a crisis for the whole country, everywhere, not just for health care workers. Go there, study hard, make your family proud, apply for work. But if you do go through challenges like myself, do report. Don't just sit and die while you're allowing people to abuse you. No, you have to stand for yourself. No one will. And pray. I always advocate for prayer, read the word. God knows. And you leave everything to God. There's no any advice that I can, a better advice that I can give them. Pray to God, rely on God. Yes, challenges will come. We all go through same challenges. You went through your own challenges. Everyone else are going through challenges. But it's what you make of those challenges. Do you allow them to break you, or do you allow them to make you a stronger person and make change? So the reason why I took these videos, because I wanted someone to come forward to say, hey, Nami, I have a story to share. Because when we share our stories, that's when the government will always also see that this is a national crisis. It means now we need to investigate, not just health, all, whether private or public. We have to investigate, and we have to punish the people that are abusing and bullying people in the workplace, the same way that they're doing to the perpetrators that are killing women and children out there. It's the same thing that they can do for you. So it's only when you report, you come forward. Because even in universities, I know we do go through bullying. We went through that. I went through that. Victimization, racism, you name it. So it's only when you report. Yes, they might victimize you, but just remember, leave everything to God. God will never say do something while he doesn't have a plan.
Oh no, I really appreciate that. I think maybe in closing, is there anything that you have left? Because I think for me, the most important thing is if you would like people to reach out to you, or they'll just get you on social media the way they've been getting you.
I don't mind, but since I work for the public, sometimes I might not be able to answer the calls, because whenever when I'm busy with my patients, I don't want any distractions. I just focus on work. They can send WhatsApp messages. They can send me Facebook message, or on TikTok, Instagram. I do try to respond to as many messages as I can.
Okay, no, that's not a problem. You'll leave us with all your details of all your social platforms so that those who want to reach out to you can do that.
Okay.
And I think the one thing that I absolutely love about this is the fact that the department has reached out to you, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed for you, and I'm going to keep you in my prayer so that you get the justice that you deserve, because I feel like you really have, I always say that the price that we have to pay for the passion projects or the things that we are passionate about, it's not fair. Because you have to work so hard for your passion to be where you are. And then when you get there, you still have to suffer, and you have to pay for being passionate about something. When you are lazy, you're not working, you're not determined, you have to pay. When you are hardworking, you are determined, you still have to pay. So you can see, there's no balance in this life. Is there anything else that you would like to say in closing before we wrap it up?
I know, I think I've said enough. But to my colleagues and everyone that have been supporting me, I would really, really love to thank you guys. Thank you to the STA community, because I see that people are coming through the Limpopo Women's League. They've been texting me to say, no, we saw your video and we are going to make sure that the government take this seriously, because you are not the only one, but God used you to come through, to be the voice of other people that are scared of coming or reporting such issues in the workplace. So I would really love to thank everyone. I would really love to thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this platform to share my story. So I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, Sissy, you're most welcome. And thank you so much also for joining in. Bazalwane at home, thank you so much for joining in. Please do leave a comment in the comment section and tell us what you think about today's episode. And also, if you want to reach out to our sister, maybe you have a similar story, or maybe you know a way that you are able to crack into the system to get the justice that you deserve, please do reach out to her, or you can even reach out to us, so that we bring even more awareness to see how we make South Africa a beautiful country, and we don't end up regretting even choosing the things that we are passionate about. With that being said, I will see you guys on the flip side. I love you. God bless you. Mwah.